Welcome to Basketball Heads Live. I'm your host, Glenn Poole Harding. And tonight, we have a very special guest.
Man, I used to go to 155th just to watch Skip. Just to watch Skip. Like, I heard about this kid, Mike Dean, my guy from Queens, his family.
Yes.
You know Mike?
I heard about him.
So Mike used to always tell me, you got to come watch this kid, man. This kid from Queens, da-da-da. And I went up there and, it was over after that. Like, I used to go up there just to see Skip, just to watch him play.
Come on, basketball heads. Let's get rocking, baby. There we go.
Think about myself. God bless my father. My father, after I was 10 years old, my father wasn't really in my life. My father always been strung out on drugs, running up all over New York City. My mother working 2-3 jobs just to, right? Look where basketball is taking me. Forget the NBA. I would have never saw a lot of cities and states in the United States without basketball.
And I played in the NBA, played in college, but my high school career and playing in New York City made me who I am today. Without it, I don't know if I would have made it. I really don't, and I really appreciate all the New Yorkers that played against me, and it just was great. And it's great to hearing, from you guys now. We could talk about it, talk about how we was raised and how we was brought up in life and basketball. It was great, man. I love it, man.
Where I played in Queens, it's by Queens Center Mall.
Okay.
In Left Rack City, Lost Battalion Hall, and that's I used to watch Kenny get trained over there. That's what I loved. That's how I got my handles, just from watching Kenny, actually. Kenny would have trainers, he'd have a ball in each hand. I don't think I could afford to have only one ball. I don't even know if I had a basketball, And
17 years old, hearing this news, you might not be able to use your arm again. But think about it. As a kid, I started at 3 years old. My dream was to make it to the NBA. You know what I mean? Or the second option was we could try to rehab it, leave the bullet in. There's no guarantee you're going to be able to use your arm. It depends on how hard you work in rehab. Right? So obviously, we took B. We're going to rehab this.
That's right.
And it was my mom and I who went to rehab. And
Sorry, my G.
I had to go to rehab. I didn't want to do this, but
Nah, it's all good, man.
I had to go to rehab. And
when I got to that day where times was dark and basketball was about to be a wrap, I fell back on my foundation of people like Uncle Peter, my mother, my brother, you, guys that I've been around that just, it was never about basketball. My mother never raised me to be a basketball player. My mother wouldn't have cared if I bounced a ball ever. My mother said, I just want you to be a respectable person in our community. That's what
I'm glad you asked that. And if there's any kids that's in here watching this, listen to this part very close. Went to prep school because I was playing around, and I'm gonna tell you how this had a trickle effect on everything. Being a man in high school and getting to a point where I'm like, I'm the man in here. I ain't got to be going to class on time. I go to class when I want. Being the class clown, going to gym when I'm supposed to be in math class, or I'm in the lunchroom 4 periods doing whatever I want. Not taking school serious. I could do the work. I was the man. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah, I played my first 6 years in Spain. Y si yo hablo español también, si yo puedo hablar con vosotros en español, si queréis, no hay problema.
Talk that talk!
Anche giocato a pallacanestro in Italia per 4 anni e mezzo, un anno a Bari, un altro anno a Avellino e 2 anni e mezzo a Pavia. And I got a chance to play one season in Japan, learning a bunch of phrases like konnichiwa, ohayou gozaimasu, and things like that. And 1 year in France, in Aix-en-Provence, which is the south of France. So, I was one of those players that if I played in a country, I wanted to just become engulfed in their culture. I wanted to learn languages. I didn't want to sit around and not understand. I didn't want to just eat hamburgers and drink sodas and stuff. I wanted to just really experience the culture. And so it was probably one of the most amazing times of my life.
With it. I've been on your live, and I've seen some New York basketball icons and New York basketball royalty on it. So it was only right that we had this opportunity to connect and talk about it.
That's right. That's right. Well, let me say this, brother. I am so proud of you, man. I'm super, super proud of you. I love to see my guys who play ball in New York City that came up and then they transitioned to the next part of life. Because here at Basketball Heads, our official sponsor is Game Over. And a lot of times when that game is over, we got to figure out what we're going to do in the next part of life.
Now, hold on. So before Flip in your ear, was Warning originally for Big Daddy Kane?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
He passed on.
You got the name Band-Aid in junior high school?
Man, we was running through everybody.
Now, listen, this how the legend spread, because if you ask anybody, they thought it happened at Holy Cross.
No, it happened at junior high school 172, and my boy, I'm gonna mess with him now. I hope he's watching it. My man Arthur Maxwell. All my kids know him as Yesterday because he couldn't spell yesterday in the spelling bee. That nigga said you, but he my brother forever, man. And he'll tell you he was there because he was like, yo, y'all done pissed this dude up. That's when I was into my Bruce Lee stuff, man. I swore I was Bruce Lee, bro. I'm Bruce Lee. So I used to get with the wah. I thought I was Bruce Lee, bro.
When did you first join the Gauchos? How did you find out about them? And let's take it from there.
Pearl introduced me to the Gauchos. Pearl told me one day, he said, hey, man, I want to introduce you to my boy Lou Dalmeda. He's on the team, and he's going to look out for you, and you're going to be on my team. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So we got on the train. 2.5 hours to get there, up to the Bronx, man, on the train. So we finally get to this matchbox of a gym, and he introduced me to the guys in the Gauchos, Lou Dalmeda, Dave.
We played boys and girls at Boys and Girls my junior year. I was starting now as a junior. Pearl had 45 in a high school game, 32-minute high school game with no three-pointers, no shot clock. He had 45.
So it's kind of funny on it a little bit because my advice always when those offers were going out like that and somebody would say, oh, so-and-so offered me, I'd say, call up the coach and tell him you want to commit right now and see what he says. Because, again, I think coaches do that for visibility. They want to get their name out there. And, again, I it's a tactic, but I always approach it that way. You know what? Call that coach up and tell him you want to commit right now and see what he says. Then when he goes, is he really going to take you right now as a 9th or 10th grader? So,
you got these dudes who we kind of forgotten about, who no one talks about us, but then NIL hits. And I said this today, it's funny. We didn't only just think about, like, people are talking about what kids got in basketball. Think about the money they get in football.
They changed conferences because of the money they getting in football. Hello?
So Cory Booker writes, senator from New Jersey, come talk to me. I should be on Capitol Hill with you talking about these things because, again, because of what happened to us. Talk to Lamont Evans. Talk to Tony Bland. Talk to Chuck Person. Talk to Merle Cole. Talk to Christian Dawkins. Talk to Jimmy Gatto.
And the interesting part, just to see Michael carrying trays and cleaning up stuff and Black, a.k.a. MJ, This is how we parallel life. There are no free lunches, my brother. To all my young basketball heads out there are no free lunches. So that mentality of having to work in the kitchen and clean up after everybody in the camp in order to help pay your way through 5-star, that mentality lasts with you. So I appreciate that little lesson. You know?
I appreciate it, but I also I would be remiss if I didn't include a number of other folks that have been doing this long before me.
Yes,
right?
yes.
So Coach Joe from TMLA Positive Direction, Coach, she's been tremendous.
I had on the show Coach Joe Pinnock, Miss Pinnock. I had on the show. Actually, hold on. Actually, I have to go see her because she gets the New York City Legend Award. You know what I'm saying? You know, she's definitely, yes, does an amazing job. Yeah.
Y'all ready?